Hello everyone, I wanted to give you a heads up about the methods section coming up. It's still a couple weeks away, but wanted to make sure that it's on your mind as you're working on the consent form this week. Be considering what methods you want to use in your study. So for the assignment itself, it's very similar to the literature review. So what you learned on the literature review, you can apply here. First, the section should just be between 1 and 1.5 pages on the very most. I'm not going to be a stickler if the information is there. So you already have an APA style title page, so you already have that done. Next page, you begin the method section. It should include a description of the sample that will be collected, including the way that participants will be recruited, the survey instruments that will be given, and other data collection procedures that will be used. It should include the research question and scientific hypotheses. This will feel redundant from the literature review, but this one will be more in-depth and tied to the methods. Third thing, a description of the design. So, for example, a factorial design experiment, observational, survey. It needs to include enough information that someone could replicate what you plan to do or what you did. So I should be able to read it and be able to do the exact same thing you did. And then last thing, a short paragraph about potential limitations to the study and possible solutions to those potential problems. So again, you'll need to submit this on Canvas since there's no in-person class here. So if you scroll down, you actually have the rubric, so you can see where the points are going to come from. So describing your sample, stating your research question and hypotheses, the research design, potential limitations, and then overall writing. So take a look at those, see if you have questions, reach out. The method section is definitely the most important part of your proposal. It needs to tell me exactly what you want to do and how it's going to answer your research questions, who you're going to answer the questions with your sample. All of that stuff should be included here in a fairly concise 1 to 1.5 pages. So please reach out if you have questions. The example I gave, so if we go back to home and Canvas with the literature review, this example here, scroll down. I told you to look at this for the literature review. That's a much longer one than you needed to do. It gets to the method, it talks about participants. So this is the sample. Where did their participants come from? Who are they? It talks about the procedure. How were things performed? It talks about the measures that were used. So used the quality of life scale and a couple others. In your method section, you don't need to go into this. If you have taken stats, you can add this to your method section. It does make it look stronger. In this method section, it doesn't talk about the limitations because it actually is a full paper, and so the limitations are actually stated towards the end of the paper after the results. But include yours as well. Feel free to look through this and to try to get a feel for how you can write this up. If you have questions, reach out. You can, of course, look at other articles that you've read to see how they've talked about their methods and use ideas from them as well.